The long song Reba's acting is too poor, Wulei's perfect suspense can't lead, all relying on the secondary line CP to support. Since the launch of the long ballad, in addition to the expectations for the original IP, Reba's styling and acting, Wulei's mature aura, and Zhao Lusi and Liu Yuning's CP sense have become the focus of hot discussions on the entire network. The heroine Li Changzhi, played by Reba, is based on a historical figure. She is the concubine of Li Jiancheng, the former crown prince during the reign of Emperor Gaozu of the Tang dynasty. During the Zuanwu Gate incident, Changzhi's family was killed by Li Shimin. Originally, such a role with national hatred and family feuds should reflect different levels of emotions in acting, but Reba's eyes only have 4 words, indifferent and soulless. Even when acting in emotional scenes, Reba's expression is very perfunctory. When Ashile Falcon knew that Changzhi was a girl, every time he looked at her, his eyes immediately turned into affectionate ones. Wulei's interpretation was also full of suspense. Turning around and smiling or a gaze made people deeply immersed in it, and they had to marvel that the younger brother really grew up. On the other hand, Reba, with her unchanging staring and indifferent face, cannot inspire the CP feeling required by the role, no matter how powerful the opponent is. When the male and female protagonists rolled down from the roof, the male protagonist protected the female protagonist's head. It should be a high-sugar scene of a hero saving a girl, but it turned out to be like 2 big men of the same size fighting. When the male and female protagonists looked at each other affectionately, Wulei's eyes were full of electricity, and the heat of love could be felt across the screen, but Reba was still indifferent online. Coupled with the makeup of a man dressed as a woman, the two were full of the embarrassment of brotherhood. Although Reba and Wulei's CP feeling is too weak, there are indeed problems with their acting skills, but from the perspective of appearance alone, Li Changzhi is actually full of sweetness with his father's generation, the Li brothers. Whether Changzhi ran to find his second uncle to present a gift after winning the game, or the 2 people fought, or interacted with each other's eyes, there is always an indescribable ambiguous atmosphere. Netizens suggested that if Reba's role was a character setting that dealt with the 2 uncles, it might be more suitable for Reba's somewhat old face. If it was just a matter of appearance, if the acting skills were strong, it could be properly saved. However, Reba's acting skills are not as good as the supporting roles. In one scene, Changzhi and Wei Shuai confronted each other with swords. At that time, Changzhi's hand was cut because she held the sharp blade tightly, and her hand was covered with blood, but Reba's expression was calm and composed, as if it was not her hand that was cut. Moreover, given her past relationship with Wei Shuai, Reba's performance was like facing a completely stranger, and she could not feel the emotional ups and downs of the heroine, which was in sharp contrast with the male actor opposite who was full of drama. In another major scene, Li Changzhi returned home and found that her relatives were killed. Sani Ang protected her with her death, hugged the traitor's legs tightly and asked her to run fast. The actor who played Sani Ang performed the kind of heart-wrenching pain, and tearfully told Changzhi, "Remember your mother's words, you must live." But Reba's reaction was too flat. Even if she was slightly tearful, it felt forced out, and she could not feel the heroic determination after the family was broken up. In the end, it was only with the inserted cartoonist that the heroine's state of grief with tears was performed. Many people question whether the production team deliberately created the effect of comic PPT in order to save money, or used comics instead of the actors' real-life performances. Some people even directly named Reba, thinking that it was because the woman was afraid to die that the comic cutout was used. Some netizens even joked that after baby cutouts, Reba took the lead in creating a new era of cutouts. Fortunately, the male and female characters in the play are deeply loved by netizens, and they can be regarded as the sugar of the whole play. Although the characters played by the 2 have little appearance time, Heroine CP has become the special favorite of fans. The little princess played by Zhao Lusi is petite and cute, and her aura fits with the cold-faced guard played by Liu Yuning. Coupled with the perfect height difference between the 2 and the acting skills that match the roles, they perfectly interpret the wonderful CP feeling of the big bad wolf and the little white rabbit. Whether it is Heodu carrying the little princess on the horse, or the 2 accidentally reuniting after the little princess is lost, every time the clip of the 2 appears, fans can eat sugar across the screen. Although the series has been broadcast for a short time and has not yet reached the highlight of the plot, judging from the current state, there are still more complaints than appreciation. I hope that in the later plots, there will be less fancy cutouts and more powerful performances from the leading actors.